In this video, we're going to work through the problems that deal with writing the equation of a line given sufficient information. So in this first problem, we're given 2 points and we're asked to write the equation for the perpendicular bisector. And it might help sometimes to just get a picture of what's going on here. So if I just sketch this out, one point is at 6, 3, right there. And the other point is at -2, -1, something like this. And I'm looking to write the equation of this red line that goes right through here, the midpoint. All right, so we need to find two things. First off, we need the midpoint that it's going to go through, because this line does not go through A or B. To find the midpoint, we're going to average the x's, and we're going to average the y's. It makes sense. The one in the middle is just the average of the two endpoints. So when I average the x's, I've got 6 and -2. 6 plus -2 divided by 2, and I get, let's see, 4 over 2, which is 2. So when I average the y's, 3 plus -1 over 2, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. So my midpoint is the point 2, 1. All right, and that makes sense. Even on my rough sketch here, it looks like 2, 1. Now the next thing I'm going to do is actually find the slope of the purple line and then find the one that's perpendicular to it. So our slope, recall, is the change in y over the change in x. So we're going to start off with -1 minus 3 over -2 minus 6 to get -4 over -8, or 1/2. Now that's the slope of my purple line, but the slope that's perpendicular, and I'm going to just label this by saying slope perpendicular, equals -2. You'll notice this one is increasing, the red one's decreasing, so the sign changes, and so does the, we flip over the x. So instead of going up 1 over 2, we're going down 2 over 1. Now we have the components we need, and the components we need is our point right there and our slope right there, and we can write the equation of that red line, y minus 1 equals -2 x minus 2. And here I'm using point slope form. Sometimes people write it y equals, oops, let's erase that. Sometimes people remember point slope form more like the equation of a parabola without the squared. So -2 x minus 2, and then the plus 1 over here. You can see these are the same. So either one of these is a correct answer. I'll just box this one in right now. Now this form is more of what we'll do in the next problem, because here everything has to start with a y. So in this next problem, we're given a region. It's bound by 5 lines. I've given you one of the inequalities. You need to write the others. So the first thing I need to do is identify which one is this. And I see my slope is 2, which means it's up 2 over 1, and that would be this line right here. And I'm going to label it with an A, and I'm going to just keep labeling all the rest of these. And I'll just do my lines going around this way. So B, C, oops, I missed one. Let's try that again. So if I'm going around that way, this would be B, then this would be C, and D, and E. All right, so the next line we're encountering is this vertical line, and this vertical line happens at when x is 8. And so that's all the points to the left of that. That's going to be when x is less than or equal to 8. Our next line is a horizontal line, which happens when y is 7, and I'm shading below it, so that's going to be when y is less than or equal to 7. My next line D here, I have a slope that goes down 3 and over 1. I'm shading above it, so here I'm thinking above and below on anything. The only time I think left and right is if it's vertical. Otherwise I think above and below because I'm working with y. So the left and right is this line because it's x, so you can be to the left of x or right of x. But all the other lines are written with y, and when you have a y, you're talking about, am I shading above or below, because y is a vertical measure. So in this case, I'm shading above D, so y is greater than or equal to. We said our slope was down 3 over 1, so -3. And then I just need to pick one of these endpoints. It doesn't matter which one. I'll go with this one. So this endpoint was at 7. Oh no, it's not 7, 1. It's the x first. Let's fix that up. So that endpoint is at 1, 7. So this is going to be x minus 1 plus 7. All right, our last one, E, we're also shading above this one. So y is greater than or equal to. Our slope would go down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 3/4. And we have, let's just take this point here, 2, 4. So x minus 2 plus 4. And we're done with this one.